In 2023, Her Royal Highness the Princess of Wales brought together CEOs from 8 of the UK's largest businesses, not to talk about growth or investment or the regulatory environment. She brought them together for a far nobler purpose, to talk to us about using our financial weight and economic influence to improve the lives of children across the country. In that meeting, she shared a powerful message. Investing in early childhood is a down payment on all of our futures. The task force creates a bridge between the business community and the scientific community, whose evidence unequivocally makes the case for prioritising early childhood. We decided to act for the benefits of our businesses, the communities we operate in, the wider economy, and, I hope, for the benefit of millions of individual children. At Aviva, we're providing equal parental leave that entitles every new parent to 6 months at full pay, paid leave on the child's first day of school, and introducing parental coaching for all employees. We are being asked to look at the fundamentals of how we operate, to think about how we manage our people, and to understand how we can support them beyond traditional approaches. We need to act now as business leaders. It's for our own benefit, as well as the wider community and the communities that we serve. Fundamentally, this is not just about responsibility. It's about opportunity too. We have the chance to build a more compassionate, productive workforce today and to nurture a resilient, skilled workforce for tomorrow. And that's why we're all here today, to support one another, share our successes and our failures, and to find ways to transform the way we do business, to change the lives of millions of children across the UK. What could possibly be more important? Thank you.
Thanks so much for being here today. I thought this morning's session was absolutely fascinating, and I've been told that the next 25 minutes is going to be equally as fascinating, quote unquote, from our CEOs. We're here today because businesses can have a powerful force in building a better future. The Business Task Force report was published last year, and it talks about how businesses have a huge influence across our society in 4 key pillars. As pioneers of culture, as employers, as providers of goods and services, and as members of community. As we heard from Dame Amanda before the break, Business Task Force CEOs thought long and hard about how they could prioritise early childhood. They've each used the 5 opportunities for impact framework to identify and use their own unique strengths. We have 5 of the Task Force CEOs with us here today, ready to tell you what action they've taken, and they'll be persuading you to think about how you can get involved. You'll be thrilled to know, to keep everyone focused, they all have 3 minutes each. So without any further ado, I'd love to welcome to the stage CEO of Deloitte, Jackie Henry.
Thank you, Hugo, and my goodness, I better get straight to it in my 3 minutes. At some point in our lives, most of us will have responsibilities that will require us to flex our work, be that the birth of a child, caring for a child, caring for elderly parents, or a loved one who is poorly. Now, family-friendly policies are a key factor in attracting and retaining top talent, as revealed by YouGov research that we commissioned last year. We found that family leave is a top priority for working parents when choosing an employer, and that unequal family leave or inflexible work arrangements can have a significant impact on working mothers' career progression. Now, we are hearing from our people in Deloitte, particularly women and our Working Families Network, about the challenges of balancing careers and their family responsibilities. So we recognised that we could do much more to make sure that our family leave policy was truly equitable and reflective of diverse needs of modern families. So what did we do about that? So over the past 2.5 years, we have been on a journey to eventually introduce a policy that offers equal support to all parents, regardless of gender. In September 2024, Deloitte UK announced an equal family leave policy, meaning all new parents are eligible for 26 weeks full paid leave from 1st of January 2025. We brought that in. Now, these changes are part of a wider enhanced family and carers leave package for our people, and that included paid time off for neonatal care, for carers, and as well paid time off for fertility treatment too, amongst other things. So since the start of this year, 531 non-birthing parents in Deloitte have already taken equal family leave, and the vast majority of those applying for the leave are taking that full 26 weeks or intending to, which is absolutely brilliant. The response has been overwhelming. Every week I have the joy of receiving personal messages from our people sharing with me the impact that that is having on their lives, their families, their loved ones, their relationships with their children. And I have so many messages too from our clients and other organisations asking to understand a bit more about the approach we've taken to enhancing these policies. It has been encouraging, enriching, and an absolute pleasure to share our experience and to support others on their journey. So my message to leaders in the room who have not yet gone on this journey and who are passionate about exploring is, don't be afraid to be ambitious about these goals. Start, though, by listening carefully to your people and understanding their needs. That'll help you build the business case. Each employer is different. We have 25,000 people in the UK, and the choices we made were appropriate to us and were possible. But set your own goals. And then final point, you'll be pleased to know, whoever's ticking the clock, is the importance of culture. Implementing a policy is just the beginning, but making sure people feel safe and empowered to enjoy that policy is so very critical. And it's important that you create the circumstances where people feel that they can do that. That will be an ongoing journey, and we're committed to continuing to go on that journey. Thank you.
Quite like
Did I
this.
get there?
It's like Business Week's countdown. I thought you did a brilliant job. If I can just have a follow-up question, because 6 months equal time off is absolutely outstanding and really is a gold standard for so many businesses. But it can't be possible for everyone. So are there any easy learnings or easy ways in which other businesses might be able to copy that and start?
Yeah, great question, Hugo. I think the key for me is to start by listening, though, to your people and what's going to make an impact in your own organisation, and then set your roadmap from there. So there are many things in the menu of possibilities that could make an impact, but start by listening to your own people and put it in the context of what's possible in your own organisation. So be that paid leave for carers, be it doubling down on flexibility. We flex our bank holidays as well in Deloitte, which is a very much loved and straightforward thing to do. But there's a menu of possibilities, but it must be right for you and the context you're in.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Jackie.
Hugo, thank you.
So I'd love to now welcome to the stage CEO of IKEA, Peter Jelkoby. Thank you so much.
I was asked the question previously regarding what's the reason to be involved, what's the reason to support. And for IKEA, it's very much part of our overall purpose as a business. We think it's good business to do a good business. We have the sustainability agenda as part of the core of everything we do, where we also have fair and equal. As part of fair and equal, we work with something called a better neighborhood approach, which basically means how IKEA can support better homes, safe, that should be sustainable, that should be affordable. We talk about better employment, meaning how vulnerable groups can get employment in IKEA and other companies. And then we talk about better community. And here comes the work with the task force and also baby banks. We've been active about both, how we are, I would say donating money is one part of it, but we are much more active in the way we are using our range to provide necessities, the fundamentals of young parents, for young kids to have a decent life. We talk also about how we are activating our units. Today, you could say 18 stores are involved with the local community in the part of the baby banks, meaning supporting the community centers, being there not only with products, but also with the knowledge, which I think is fundamentally. And one trick is to create that engagement with co-workers, feeling part of the journey that you're doing as a company, really integrated. Finally, also when it comes to things, we also talk a lot about how we are creating engagement awareness across the business. So if you go to an IKEA store, not every day, but once in a while, you're going to find that we activate on both baby banks. We are really using our products to tell the story. And again, and come back to the message I would have to any other CEO, make sure it's part of integrate through your business. Take pride in transformation as sustainability, because it is good business to do good business. And then your co-workers is somehow in the heart of everything you do. So that's why we are part of it. That's why I think also we have a win-win business, also the support in the baby banks, and it gives us as an organization a lot. That's me. That was quick.
I don't know why this has turned into a competition, but you're currently winning, and we love that for you. You mentioned the Baby Bank Alliance, and I've been down and visited and seen the work which they do. We know what IKEA is all about, but what does it say for you, your staff, your colleagues, if you use that mic, just to talk about how proud you are of the work which you do outside of...
No, but I think it is so much more than product. Of course, it's about also giving necessity products for the families that needs it. But for our co-workers, it's to share the knowledge. And we talk a lot about life at home. And I would say that somehow families and children is part of our DNA. And for our co-workers who are part of a value-based company where their purpose is crystal clear, I think it's so important to feel rewarded. And I was in Sheffield when we just basically were on the way to opening up one of those community centers. And they were so proud to show me what they were doing. And somehow it's kind of the common sense again, right? You're building on your knowledge, you make them grow. And they're also becoming leaders. My title, actually, I have 7 seconds here. My title is CEO and CSO. And the CSO, I'm also Chief Sustainability Officer for IKEA. And I think it's a pretty important symbol when it comes to leadership. And I know the same thing, if we build up the co-workers with the same pride, they can make a huge difference. Because, of course, what we do in the service office or head office of UK in London is one thing. But when we spread across all our units, that's when we're really going to make a difference. So, and again, they're proud. And they really are proud. So.
And you should be. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
That's incredible. Thank you. Business beyond its borders. Right, next up from NatWest is Paul Thwaite. Please welcome to the stage. Thank you.
Thank you, Hugo. Good afternoon, everybody. It's very good to be here. At NatWest, we believe that early childhood education and care is vital for the future of the economy. It's an issue which affects all of our employees who rely on our childcare to work, but it also affects our future workforces, whose early years are crucial to their and our development. As businesses, I think we can all play a very important role in improving access to high quality, reliable, and affordable early years provision. At NatWest, in many respects, our approach has been simple. We've really tried to embed our support in the core business as usual activities, not to create gimmicks, not to create side projects, but to put it at the center of our activity. We spend time thinking deeply about the products and services and solutions we have, and really how they can be tailored to support the sector. We've partnered quite deeply with our customers, who are the experts in this area, and we've designed those solutions to meet their specific needs. So what have we done as a result of that? We've increased our lending fund for the early years sector to £250 million. We've designed a professional accreditation for colleagues to help them support with real sector expertise, reflective of the very unique circumstances and challenges that they face. We've launched a practical toolkit for childcare providers to help them grow, sustain, and build resilience in their businesses. And we've committed £1 million to fund apprenticeships in the child and family sector. And all of these activities are really designed to leverage our existing resources and expertise so that we can stand behind the sector, but also strengthen the sector. When considering your business and how you can support the sector, it's not for me to tell you what the right support or solution is. Only you know that. You know about the intricacies of your business, your colleagues, and your customer base. But I can share some lessons and observations that we've taken from our approach. Firstly, think about your colleagues and how you can support working families. We've worked really hard to understand the challenges our colleagues face and invested in a broad range of support for early years care to help address these. It's a variety of hybrid working options, it's proper partner and paternity leave, and it's a variety of tailored return to work programs. And to help our customers, we've considered the many challenges that they face. In reality, they're very similar to what all of you face and what I face. Managing talent, developing skills, aiding retention, how to embrace new technology and innovation to grow and provide resilience. So by sharing our resources, I think we can all get behind and support, I guess, positively the sector. So to close, supporting the sector doesn't need to be charity. I think we all have the inclination, the resources, and the network to make this an important driver of the economy, as well as doing the right thing. Thank you.
Just a quick one, just to follow up. We heard from Deloitte and their employees, IKEA, and communicating with you, customers. There's been an ambitious target of £250 million, as my kids would say. That's a lot of cake to be invested into the early childhood sector. What does that look like? What does that mean for your customers?
Yeah, it's made a real difference. Really, it's the ability to provide the financial support to businesses who are in the sector and either want to build their resilience or they want to grow. So since putting the fund forward, Hugo, we've already supported 20% more businesses, which ultimately is strengthening the provision of early care. But I'd say there's two important things. It's not only increasing the number of businesses, it's increasing the quality of those businesses, and it's embracing, I guess, some of the government and policy developments that there are that requires more support to be provided. So it's increasing capacity in the economy, but through businesses that are going to be more sustainable over the longer term.
Sounds absolutely sensational. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you, Hugo.
Cheers. Okay, next to the stage is Christian Poe from the Lego Group.
So at the Lego Group, we are really proud members of the Royal Foundation's Centre for Early Childhood Business Task Force. And what the Business Task Force and the Royal Foundation are driving at is very closely linked to the values, but also the mission we have at the Lego Group, which is to inspire and develop the builders of tomorrow. And I think Professor Waldinger said it this morning, we are totally convinced that driving these social emotional skills, especially at the very early years, doesn't only make for a happier and healthier childhood, it also develops the skills to build these lasting relationships and then also to thrive in further life. And we have 90 years of studies basically showing that one key unlock to learn early in life and to build these skills is play. Play is how kids make sense of the world. Play is how kids link naturally into learning and development. So, but unfortunately, not every kid in the world has equal access to play. So something we are quite concretely doing is, one, we are going beyond the product that we're selling. We are engaging across the world with companies to bring play to every child in the world. And very concretely, here in London, we picked the borough of Tower Hamlets, and there we have our flagship initiative, The Power of Play. Together with 5 external partners, we're bringing play to schools, to houses, to communities. And it started in May 2024, and we're really proud that in the first year we reached 14,000 kids. We are in touch with 6,000 caregivers. And when we talk to parents, they really tell us that 81% of parents think these play opportunities for their kids help them in their development. So that is great, but now the question is how to scale this. And I think here's where my encouragement comes to all of you. I think we have a fantastic opportunity with what Her Royal Highness has started and kicked off to really join a movement, to really all together lean in and see what we can do. So my encouragement to the CEOs and the executives in the room would be, find that spot where your company can naturally, maybe authentically lean into early childhood. That could be around play, it could be around the social and emotional skills, but it could also be within the other 5 areas here, like the essentials or others. So the invitation is to join us to build like a brighter future for the youngest in our society. Thank you.
Thank you, Christian. A lot of people might say that this might be slightly easier for you. Lego, you understand children and play. It's like a bit of cynicism there. We love it. But play and work are often 2 things that are separated, delineated, but there is a correlation. So talk to us about the importance of play and how that builds a better and future-proofing workforce.
Yeah, very, very happy to do so. So 2 data points. One is more analytical and one more anecdotal. The analytical or the science-based one is there's a UNESCO study that shows if kids have access to play and then you measure their competence in social emotional skills, that is a very clear indicator of future success criteria, like employment, financial stability, but maybe more importantly around mental health and well-being. And then the anecdotal one is, I mean, we get a lot of letters, both from kids being excited about playing with Lego bricks, but we also get a lot of letters from adults telling us how play has helped them through challenges in their youth and how play has helped them to build skills, both technical skills, but even more importantly, the social emotional skills to really thrive in life.
It's outstanding. Thank you so much, Christian.
Thank you.
Okay, next up, Richard Walker from Iceland Foods.
Thank you. We often hear the phrase that it takes a village to raise a child. And we in business are a vital part of that village. We shape the environments that families live, work, shop, and play in. We can also help shape culture. The Business Task Force has laid out a compelling case. Businesses have a unique opportunity to transform culture around early childhood. This isn't just about corporate responsibility, it's about influence. We have the power to create spaces, messages, and experiences that support families and nurture young children. Let me share a simple but powerful example from Iceland, a family business driven for 55 years, today, in fact, by a commitment to doing it right. Always doing the best we can for our customers, their families, and the communities that we serve. Over the past year, we've introduced low-level posters on the freezers in our stores, stocking our Little Explorers ready meals, and it's a range uniquely developed in collaboration with Mumsnet and Alderhay Children's Hospital, who receive 10p from every pack sold. We've now sold 500,000 packs. The poster asks, "How are you feeling today?" and presents emojis showing a range of emotions. They're designed for small children to interact with to help them name and understand their feelings. Each poster also has a QR code which links parents to Action for Children's resources on social and emotional development. We've had really great feedback from parents about how much this has helped them because, as I'm sure you're all aware, shopping with children can be stressful at times. And it's helped our 30,000 store colleagues to better interact with and support young families. We think this is a great example of a business using its space and voice to support early childhood development in a really meaningful way. And we're going to be following it up around National Tooth Fairy Day next February with similar low-level posters offering an interactive quiz on toothbrushing, which is really important because tooth decay is now the biggest cause of hospital admissions in children. So what can you do? First, look at your spaces. Where are your young children spending time? Can you make those areas more family-friendly, engaging, supportive? Second, connect with your local community. Listen to families, build coalitions, and measure the impact of your initiatives. Small changes can make a really big difference. And third, use your voice. Review your communications internally and externally. What messages are you sending about children and families? Be an advocate. Align your brand with the values of care, community, and childhood. This is your moment to lead, not just in business, but in building a better future. Thank you.
Thanks so much. I love shopping, less so with my kids, because it can be stressful, as you've already just mentioned just there. I absolutely love that poster just there, the emojis. It starts as a conversation starter for kids. But how has that, just having that and using that space, changed the culture within your stores?
It hasn't. It hasn't changed it, but it's certainly enhanced it, and it's helped support and grow it. You know, The business, as I said, it was set up 55 years ago today by my mum and dad, and we've carefully curated our culture over that time. But what those posters do in 1,000 shops, 30,000 colleagues, 5 million customers a week, it gives them agency and license to have these conversations and unlock the language around emotions. So it's generally been amazing and really helped our culture in our stores.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Happy birthday for us.